Hello, party people! Hi! Hello! It's Randy for Thunder Horse Ascendant. I'm here for Jesse James Beads today, and I have a super exciting project. I jumped on a little minute early because I'm excited. That's what's happening. Hi! Hello! I'm waiting for my comments to kick on. It always takes them a little minute to kick on. I don't know why. There, I see people. I see Luna. Oh, I see little emojis going. Hi! Hi, guys. Look, I've redone my set a little bit for you. We're in progress. We're work in progress over here. Jefferson was moving things around. Yay! Oh, I see everybody's logging up, so I'm going to give them a little minute to log on. I'll just tell you a little bit about our project that we're going to make today while we're waiting for people. Today we are going to be making this design right here. Okay, so if you joined us live on my Thunder Horse Ascendant not Facebook, YouTube. Hello, Paula. If you joined us live for our morning coffee that we do in the morning, a couple of you helped me to design this, and we get all the parts and pieces out and we see what it's going to be, and then it's kind of fun. Oh, things are falling out of my book. It's kind of fun because then we make it here live. So fun. Hi, Bonnie. Hi, Nicole. I'm seeing everybody. Hi, Paula. And Judith and Marianne. Yay! I'm glad you guys are here. So that's the project that we're going to make today. And the project that we're mainly going to be working with is SilverSilk. So I have orange. This one is called Orange Spice. So I have orange spice. I have like a bunch of spiciness. I have, nobody's surprised. I have spiciness. I have orange spice and I have bell pepper. So, yeah, orange bell pepper. That's the mix that we're going to be working with today. You're live, updated. I'm so glad. Hi, Nancy. All right. So, this is what we're going to be working with. We're going to be working with the SilverSilk. So this is the orange spice. This is 3 feet. And my understanding is that they have some other colors also available on Jesse James Beads. So I know this one is there. And I know this one is Black Rockstar. It's not in the package because I was playing with it. But this one is Black Rockstar, and I know that one is on there. So we're going to be working with Orange Bell Pepper Mini Mix. And I haven't really got into the Mini Mix and like really looked at all of the beads yet. But we're going to do that. I do know that I have used this mix in the past once, I think. I feel like I have. So we're going to take a look-see at that. And then I'm in debate. You guys can let me know what you think when we get into our necklace, because I have not made this project yet. We've only sketched it out. So please feel free to holler out your suggestions. So they've sent me SilverSilk cord findings. Okay, this is the, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get focus here. This one has the spaces for 3 pieces of wire, okay, in gold. So I'm in debate about this, or if we want to go silver, but this one has spaces for 2, and I'll show you more in depth on the mat. But this has spaces for 2 strands instead of 3 strands. And originally the plan is that I wanted to try to make a tassel out of SilverSilk. I don't know if any of you have attempted this before. But here was the original. I wanted to use a tassel with the 3 piece finding. Okay. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. If you have tried to make a tassel out of SilverSilk, please let me know. I'm just refreshing the comments. I'm not an orange fan, but the SilverSilk and that bead mix is pretty. Yes. Well, they also sent black, and I considered, see now on Coffee Talk, we talked about this. We considered doing the black. That feels loose. That feels like a problem. With Blackberry Baby. Black with Blackberry Baby. Okay. Has the different beads and different things. And we considered doing this, but the vote, I was voted out. The vote was orange. The vote was orange was more springy, summertimey, I guess. All right, guys. I'm glad you're all here. Let's get on into it. And honestly, you guys, I didn't look, but I bet you that there's other colors, and I'm sure we can find a mix, you know, a mixy mix that would match. Sorry, got you looking at the light there. Now, I've heard some feedback, and some people said it was hard to see on my denim, so I've switched it to this bead mat, which is pink. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, the black is really good. Okay, so right here is what we're going to be using. Orange bell pepper. Let's just get that out of there. Jump right into it. I've got some little dishes because I'm going to make a pattern that matches, if you could imagine. I don't know that I've ever made a pattern that matches recently, ever in life. Oh, I know. So orange bell pepper. So we're just going to dump it out, and I'm going to kind of take out the pears because we are going to have to do that anyway. So I got myself some little dishes. FYI, if you need these little dishes, you just get those over at the Dollar Tree. They're $1. You get 12 of them. They're in the wedding section. Okay. Here we go. Oh, Cynthia loves the orange. I'm going to try to get you down there just a little bit further so you can see. So we're just going to take a look at these. Looks like we got quite a few tassels in here. And we had discussed the tassel situation on this necklace. And originally I wanted to put the tassels onto the chain tassel that we're going to try to make. But I do not have the right connections. So I believe it was Rosanna or maybe it was Karen who had said that SilverSilk makes a finding that is one single piece and it has a loop on the end. Okay. So she says those are available. So it would be possible if that's something that you want to look into. But FYI on that. Where's my little pendant? I put my pendant in here so I wouldn't lose it. So this is the pendant that we're going to use today. This, I believe, was from a Hawaii mix, from the Hawaii mix. One of the Hawaii mixes. I can't remember. But this is the little pendant that we're going to use. Mine kind of had a little boo-boo, so I just put a little polish on there. But anyway, so my plan is we make the hanging part of our necklace. Show you here. This part. So this is our pendant. And then we'll pick some beads that hang down, you know, like some more snazzy ones. I was kind of thinking like maybe one of these metal ones. I don't know. We're going to have mixed metal because I got, this was another reason I was in debate about using the 3 or the 2 strand situation. Because one is gold and one is silver. We'll get to that. Here's our beads. So it looks like glass, super faceted, pressed glass beads. I like those. Orange is actually one of my favorite colors to work with. I really like orange. So it doesn't really bother me. We got some squares. I'm just kind of putting the bigger ones on this side and the littler ones on the other side. Some little drops. Do we only have 2 of these? No, we have 4. Like a peachy color drops. I like those. I think those would make cute earrings. And some Chinese crystals. I'm like, there's only 3 here. Usually I know for a fact there's at least 4. So I got some Chinese crystals. I'll put those in the bigger bunch. Some smaller Chinese crystals. Oh, we got quite a few of those. Oh my goodness, you guys. I didn't even notice these little tiny etched ones. Those are cute. Put those over there. I'm just going to grab, these are even smaller than those, and put those in there. Here we have these like little kind of lotus flower metal. Oh, I was like, where is it? Like these little lotus flower metal spacers. And honestly, I think I kind of want to put these back to back. I think that would be cute. So, put those over there. These ones, now these metal ones, I have seen these before, and they are kind of heavy. And that's another reason I thought, well, maybe we would put on our pendant, because this is going to be our dangly portion, you know. So, Jesse James Beads always does a great job with the yellows and the oranges. Well, awesome. These are looking like some glass. The glass? Yeah, looking like some glass pearls. Put those in the medium size. Oh yeah, and then the briolets. I never know if I'm saying that right. Briolet. Is it briolet? I kind of wanted to hang these towards the middle of our, I don't remember them being bronze, but I kind of want to hang them in the middle of our design like this here, you know, as we get to the pendant, so it kind of gives it a little something. So I kind of want to do like that. You guys, I'm just like, come see what's in my brain. This is this is how it goes. Here we have some little cubes. I will put those with the mediums. Lots of spacers in this mix. Lots of sparkly rondelle spacers. You got it right. So those are cute. Those will be cute for our, I'm gonna put those in the smaller area. Those will be cute for our little necklace here. These ones are so cute. I didn't even know these were in here. These little sparkly etched ones. Oh, I gotta get a different dish for those. Those are kind of small. Some more Chinese crystals. I really like these ones. They kind of have that like AB finish on one side. I thought these were the same, but they are not. Put those with the crystals. Ooh, I probably should put those with the medium ones. These ones are round. These are Chinese crystal, but they're round. They're not like rondelle shaped. And only, oh, there it is. Thank goodness they sent 4. I was like, oh, do I only have 3? I thought maybe I dropped one and lost it, which is totally possible. And then we got a little bronze metal here too. So I guess I'm looking. We maybe want, but I kind of really like the design on that one, but maybe that one would look better with our brown. I don't know. To be decided, I guess. This one doesn't feel very big though. I'll put it over here. Another spacer, and then we got some, it's almost like a barrel shape. Yeah, it is. Got some bead caps for those. I will probably put those on those pearls. I find that works out kind of good because then it kind of like, I don't know, raises them up like a millimeter, so it kind of protects them a little bit from getting scratched or anything. So I'm going to do that. And then just some little sparkly orange. Okay, so that's all the things you get. Oh, one more. That's all the things you get in the orange bell pepper. And they've just put in this little jar, which is amazing. Total witchery. Okay. So that's what we're going to work with. So I'm going to take probably some of these bigger beads, honestly, because we're not going to need that much in the front for our design. Hi, Carolyn. And then we're going to use the orange SilverSilk. Now, here's the situation I was talking about. I will show you more close up. So this is more kind of gold, well, except for the pendant, you know. So this one has 2 places. You could fit 2 pieces of SilverSilk in there. And that's what we're going to have going around the neck. It's only 2 pieces. But then, to do the tassel portion, I was going to try to make it 3, because I think if it has 3 dangly bits, it'll look more like a tassel, you know? 1, 2, 3, right there. Okay. But I didn't want to use 1 silver and 1 gold. So I either wanted to use both gold or both silver. But I don't know. We'll see what we get. Sometimes the mini mixes are like clown cars. Beads just keep coming out. I totally agree. I don't know. Let's just start. That's how Randee rolls. We'll just start, and then when we get there, we'll figure it out. Let's put them in here, though, because, you know, by the time we get there, I'll lose them, and then that'll be a big thing. All right, and then we have our pendant. So, again, we're going to use some, 19 strand Beadalon stringing wire. I think I'm going to start from the bottom up. Start from the bottom and work my way up. That'll probably be easiest. So the bottom portion here is starting with the pendant. We're going to have to pick out our beads. Now here's the thing about that. When we pick a bead for that, we're then going to be, we're not going to be able to use that bead in our strand because we only have 2. You know what I'm saying? So we kind of got to be thinking about that as we go here. And then these are supposed to be the briolets hanging down, and then we'll kind of just make a design. And then here's the thing, I'm going to tie a knot in this silver silk right here. We're going to go around and we're going to try to make this tassel last. Last. All right, let's get this party started. I finally made it. Hi, Christine. I like how you guys are like, I finally made it. Finally, after all this time. I'm just going to put these little ones kind of over here because honestly, I don't know if we're going to be using too much little tiny stuff, but we'll see. All right. So, oh, what am I doing? I'm not even doing the right thing. Hold on, hold on. You gotta watch me. You gotta watch me. I do the wrong thing sometimes. Okay, so we got to get some beading wire, and we got to pick out the beads for this. I kind of wanted to use a bigger bead and like maybe a metal one. And I think that this brown really looks nice, but it's kind of small. Look at this one compared to the gold. But then if we use that gold one here, we're not going to be able to use it in the strand. You guys, hey, what if we just use both the gold ones? So we ain't got to worry about it. Do you think that looks silly? Or should we put a bead there? Like maybe one of these big orange ones. Decisions. Is orange the color that is coming for summer? I like the brown with the orange. She likes the brown with the orange. Well, then we would probably have to put the orange on the bottom because it's bigger. Like that? I mean, that's kind of nice. And then we would still be able to use both of our gold ones. I gotta get some wire. 22. Whoa. I got stuff falling out over here. 22. That's not what I want. Okay, I'm going to use gold 22 artistic wire because, I don't know, I feel like it's gold and silver. Yes, that's what I like, Marianne says. They like that. Okay, well, we'll go with that. I'm just going to, we're just going to wire wrap these up. So I'm just getting a little piece of wire. We'll just wire wrap this portion first, and then we'll go on to the stringing. Put gold between the brown beads. Between here? These big ones? Ooh. Look at that. Oh yeah, and then we got those Lotus. I want to use those back to back. Those would be cute in there, like coming down towards the pendant. That's a spectacular idea. All right, so I'm using 22 gauge artistic wire. I'm just starting the wire wrap here. And I'm debating if I want to wire wrap this right onto there. May as well, huh? May as well. Alrighty, here we go. We'll just starting out. You guys, I haven't made anything today, so my hands are kind of weird. I don't know why I don't ever like make a practice thing before I come on here. Probably because I was on morning coffee this morning and I was just like, I had, honestly, for being honest, I had dishes. There were so many dishes. All right, so I got him on there. So again, this is from the Hawaii collection. Honestly, I think this little charm might be in the, he might be on the sales in the sales rack right now. I'm not sure. I am going to put this one on wire wrap, and then I'm going to do a completely different wire wrap for this guy because I just feel like that would make it danglier. I don't even, that's not a word. More dangly. Been there with the dishes. Oh, well, you guys know, if any of you have been following along with me, I've recently gotten a medical diagnosis, so I've been like trying to adapt to these new things, and one of them is like I'm so tired and I can't do the house cleaning, and it really bothers me when the like things are, you know, not in their homes. and I'm just like, and poor Jefferson, that's my significant other. I know he's not judging me, but I feel like he's probably judging me about it. I know he's not, but sometimes I feel like that. That's just my own self. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Hope. So I just had to stop and do it today. I was just like, nope, I'm just going to do that this morning. So I did that. And I felt pretty good about it after I got it done. Okay, so I'm just going to hook on to this guy. Hello, Randee. Hi, Catherine. How are you guys doing today? Good? Yeah, I just feel like I feel like I'm really going to like this once we get going on it. It kind of has a lot of different, like, you know, parts and pieces and different, you know, techniques and things, but that's kind of my gig. I like that. I feel like it's a lot of, just a lot of different stuff. That's what I like. Hello, everybody. That looks cute. And you know what? My significant other, Jeff, we got a few pendants. I think we got 3. And I asked him, I said, which one do you like? And he said he liked this one. And I was surprised that he was like, oh, I like that flower. I was like, really? I didn't think he would pick that one. Hi, Carolyn. To make sure the orange is bright and cheery and not Halloweeny. Yeah, we had some debate, especially when I got the black and the orange together. I was like, wait a minute. Karen, our dishwasher broke. We purchased a new one. They dropped asking, and now you have to wait. Oh, I was talking about getting a dishwasher the other day, and I don't know. There was some kind of conversation about water bills and whatnot, and I was like, I don't care. All right, guys, we're on it. We're on it. So now that portion is done, and I'm just gonna put this little loop into the wire that we're gonna use here, the beading wire. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get that started. And I don't think we're gonna need very much because most of it is gonna be the SilverSilk portion, because that's kind of what we want to show off, right? You know, I mean, it's really nice and stuff. So I'm not gonna make a whole bunch of beading here. What are you making, Randee? Oh, I'll show you. I'm making this guy. This is the guy we're making today. Hey, Catherine, I think you were there for the design on this. So I'm just gonna, I always get way more than I need, so you can't really go by what I'm cutting here. Because I'm like, oh, I might change my mind in the middle of this. So I always have to have a lot. Carolyn, most are water savers now. You'll feel better tomorrow. Actually use less water. I would agree with that. Who's saying that? Marianne. I don't even care how much water they use. I pay for that water anyway, so what do I care about it? That's where I'm at. I don't even care. I'll just use as much water as I want to. Already feel better than I did this morning. Oh, well, good. Okay, I am going to use a wire guardian. And I'm going to, you know, the crimp bead and the bead cover and all that. So I'm just going to go ahead and get that going here on this end. So, oh, I guess if you don't know how to do this, I just assumed most of you know how to do this. You put on your crimp bead, tube, whatever you're using. If you're using this wire, you use a size 2 crimp tube. Put on your wire guardian. Sorry, my camera wants to focus on pretty beads and not on this thing. Go back up through there. I call it a horseshoe. Go back through your bead. Then you get to crimp. Sometimes if it's being funny like that, I'll give it a little, just a little squeeze to bend the wire a little bit. Do, do, do. And then we just want to make sure that we're not twisted, and we'll just do the crimp. So we're going to go into the first slot, which looks like lips. And then spin into the eye. And he'll look like this. Kind of just fold over on itself. Easy peasy. And then I'm going to put a bead cap cover. And we're ready to go. Now we have to make, I'm going to give this a little trim because that seems a bit excessive. Yeah, there's only the 2 of us here too, Carolyn, but some of us just do more dishes than others. Get the dishwasher, screw the rest. Agreed. Agreed. Although I got to give Jefferson props. He's been doing more things since because I've been sleeping a lot, so it's like that. All right, guys, so this is going to be our pendant. So here, I like this. Who came up with this? I'm just going to start adding some beads in. See, now this big orange one, he's out because we only got one, and I said I was going to make a pattern. I would like to use these squares, maybe. I think these 2, I put them back to back. You made putting on the bead cap look so easy. Thank you. I'm going to put these back to back here. I figure if they're back to back, you're more likely to like see the flower portion, you know, at some whatever angle you're at. So I'd like to put those there. And then it'll kind of, I guess it would kind of come in. Maybe we'll use those little etchy ones. Where'd those go? Maybe put these little etched ones right there so we have something that's kind of tapering down. Okay. I know this looks like a big old mess right now and you're like, what are you doing? Trust the process. It's going to be fine. I think maybe we have to put a little orange between these briolets. Maybe not these big ones. Maybe these medium-sized ones. Like so. Hey, can we put what we make on your Facebook? Yes. You could pick whatever you make on my Facebook Thunder Horse Descendant group, Catherine. Go for it. Okay, so we got that. I think we should maybe have a big orange one. Ooh, that seems a little something else. I wonder about those metal flowers back to back. Is back to back a good idea? I think that's good. Because if you have it one way, like, say it's like this. It's like that. Oh, you can't see because I'm crazy. It's like that. I don't know. I feel like we kind of got to taper out with these medium-sized one. Go into the orange here. I really wanted to use these squares, but now that I'm looking at it, I don't know if the squares are going to go. We'll put them over here. Oh, and then we have these bead cap ones. We should probably put some of those on since we got that bronze down here in the pendant. So we'll put a couple of those over here. Use square orange beads after the brown bead. After the brown bead. Is this the brown bead? Which one's the brown bead? Oh, you mean this briolet bead? I am confused. Nobody's surprised. Very pretty. Sorry I'm late. You're never late for Thunder Horse Descendant doings because most of the time they don't have start times. You guys, on my morning coffee, I'm like, it happens sometime between 9 and 10. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't, oh, you can't see that side. Doesn't that seem big? Like if we just throw that square on there somewhere? Doesn't it seem kind of big? Someone said maybe right here. I don't know. I don't know if I like it. Maybe those will have to be our earrings. I feel like we should put some of these in there though. Well, not that one. These two. Maybe we could put those there. How's that look? Hello, very pretty. I think we're doing great. Now, I don't know what happened here. Oh, yeah, put those on the end there. And then we got these little spacers. We could probably throw those in between the rondelles. Seems good. Hi! If I'm driving anybody crazy with the way I do, this is why I don't do patterns, you guys. I'm sorry. This is driving you nuts. Like, what is this girl doing? This is what happens in my head. I'm just like, whatever. We'll just put it over there. I think we have a few of these. These will probably work for earrings too. These little drops. I would prefer to use those for earrings. I think those are out. We have some tassels, but should be discussed later. So I guess we have these left. Could put one here. This is the way I work. Oh, good. Well, I don't feel so alone then. I do the same. Yeah, just lay them out like that. Well, and the other thing, you know what I used to do when I very first started making jewelry is I would just make it and then I would get to the end and not have enough beads. Yeah, I was so mad. I would get so mad. I'm going to save these two bright orange crystals for maybe our earrings to match. And then two of these other little ones too to match. Because that seems appropriate. So I'll put those over there. And then we just have these little guys left. The little etchy ones are cute. I guess maybe we put an etchy one on the end. So we kind of went big and then back out to small. We went small, big, small. Hi, JJB peoples. Hello. All right, let's do it. I'm happy with it. I guess, I don't know. What if we put these squares in between the flowers? Right there. That actually looks kind of nice. Okay, I'm with it. I like it. Hi, guys. Yeah, feel free to chime in with your opinions. I don't care. Here we go. I'm going to start doing it. Now, I know I'm kind of off over here on the side, so I'm going to try to move you over a little bit so you can see what I'm doing here. So basically, until we get to here, it doesn't really matter. I just really have to make sure I'm doing it right on this side. So you guys got to watch me because you know how I like to not put the beads where they go, where they're supposed to be. I'd use the squares for earrings. Sherry likes the squares for earrings. Okay, well, you know what? When we get down to the squares, since we're going that way, we'll put them on. We'll see if we like them. If we don't like them, then we'll just use them for earrings. Easy peasy. I feel like I'm working on the wrong side or something. It feels really strange. So now I'm just putting on this little pattern that we've made. And doing the stringing. Stringing is my favorite part, honestly. I really like stringing. Because it's like, I don't know. When you put it together like this, it's like, oh yeah, it looks cool. But then when you put on the string, it like really looks like something. Really looks like you're accomplishing something. I really like that. I like the cubes. These guys? Or those like little crackly orange cubes? I didn't put the cubes on here. We might be able to use the cubes for earrings since if we put the squares, then they would match. You know what I mean? Oh, another thing I considered doing, you guys, with these briolettes is instead of, I considered this, but I didn't. I considered instead of just putting them on the string, maybe doing a wire wrap on them, like a little tiny, like 24 gauge, and like kind of making it messy and then hanging it from there in that same spot, but it would just give it a little more something, you know? Yes, the big ones. Sometimes simple stringing projects are the best. Yeah, sometimes I feel like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like the beading can get really elaborate, you know? And I'm just like, I just want my beading to be fun. Some people like really elaborate things, though. They like the challenge and stuff like that, you know? But sometimes... Oh, okay. Now I'm going to try to put the square on. So if I put the square on, I'm going to put this one on like this? No. Because then it'll be upside down. Upside down first. Right? Oh. I have him next to a briolette. Okay, hold on. We want the real effect here. Let me grab up something. Here's a crystal. There. Give that briolette a little breathing room. Great. Okay, so then I go like this. So then he's right side up. Right. Then I put on the square. Okay. So then this one I would put on the other way, which would be this way. Okay, so I'm going to go all the way to the pendant so we can see the real deal if we like it. Okay. Okay. I kind of like it. Do you guys like it? I put it down so you can see. I kind of dig it. Now, if we did not do that, okay, if we didn't do that, and we didn't use the squares, everybody likes it. Karen really likes it. Karen, did you notice I got your necklace on that you made me? I just got it in the mail today. Okay, here we go with the no square. Okay, if we did the no square, then we would put these back to back. So this one would still have to go on upside down, and this one like this. And then, oh, the etched bead and the pendant. Okay. I like both, you guys. I like both. That looks cute. I like the way those look back to back. I'm glad you received it. Thank you. So I guess it kind of depends on, I think if we put the square in, it looks really nice. So it would kind of just depend on your, you know, your preference. If you like a little something bigger. Honestly, I think that I would like to use, are you using the pretty pliers? No, not yet. I had to use my Old Faithful pliers just in case I got into a problem. This way is better, they're saying. Everybody's saying they like this better. I like the first one. See, I'll do it like this. But honestly, I kind of like the squares in there. So now you know how it would look anyway, if you wanted to use the squares. If it was just me and I was just doing this by myself, I would probably put the squares. But I'll do it like this since you guys like it. Okay, so now what I do with this, I have learned to teach myself, is to just turn it like this so then I can just follow the pattern up the other way. So then I ain't got to worry about not putting beads where they're supposed to go and all that, you know, how I like to do. It does look nice. Both ways look nice. I will give you that. Squares, yes. Both are good. Yeah, both are good. Well, now you know. You could either do squares, you could do flowers. Whatever you want to do. La da da da. I was like, wait, what? I thought I was missing a briolette and I was just about ready to freak out. But I'm not. Yeah. All right. Well, you guys, you want to know what? Oh no, it's on there. I kind of like the way these briolettes kind of give it just like a little, you know, something, little something hanging down instead of just a straight. Square one is more dramatic and unique. That's probably why I like it. But I don't know if you guys notice this about myself. And I know this is just me. And I know not everybody is like this. But I like to wear really big, like, chunky, like, items, you know. I like to wear, you know, kind of bigger designs. But I know a lot of people who really like to wear, like, more minimal designs or just smaller designs. Like, they like beads, but they want them to kind of be, like, uniform and all the same bead, you know. Not me. The bigger, the better, the longer, the danglier, the more tassels, I'm in. So, I usually go for the dramatic. The squares overpower the focal. Well, see, that is not something I would think of, and that's why you guys are here. Yup, not a big bead person. Yeah, some people just, you know, different stuff. All right, so we got our beading portion done. So that's what she's going to look like. I'm going to go ahead and finish up this side here. And I guess we're going to have to stop just... I am going to have to stop talking so much because sorry, 241. I do like chunky. Just depends on my mood. Yeah. I don't know. I used to think it depended on my outfit, you know, like whatever. But now all my outfits just depend on my jewelry. So that's how I roll. I pick out my jewelry and then I'm like, I should probably wear a plain shirt with this as to not distract from the jewelry. Okay, I'm going through a few beads here. Now, my only important piece of note for this is that because I have found with the briolettes being on there, we want to make sure that we're not tightening this up too tight because otherwise they'll stick out funny, you know. These little guys right here, so you want to give them enough room so they lay nice and they don't stick out funny. So don't pull it too tight. And I always kind of lay mine like this when I'm doing it so that, because that's how it's going to, you know, for the most part, that's how it's going to be. It's not going to be flat. You know what I mean? That could kind of gauge how much wire you use too. Yes, the jewelry decides the outfit. Yes, Sherry, agreed. All right, so I'm going to go in here and do my crimping. Hey, what are you doing, you? Stay here. Ooh. I plan my outfits around my jewelry too. Yes. Same. I don't know. My outfits are pretty easy. I'm just like tie-dye, Johnny Cash, t-shirt. My Johnny Cash t-shirt just goes with everything. That's just like my little black dress, so no worries. Okay, so our beaded portion is done. I'm just looking at it to make sure. I'll move it up out of the comments a little ways so you guys don't have to move your comments. Just making sure that everything looks good, and I think it does. Yeah. All right. Now, on to the next portion. Now, here's the next portion. I always think this is kind of fun, like when you're making it. And then if you have your little design, I'm trying to get them both in here so you can like see both, you know what I mean? And you're like, is it looking like this design I want it to look like? Which I think it is. I think we're doing pretty good. Okay. This portion, even though this portion was kind of like, not really the focal point, even though it is the focal point. Okay, now we move on to this, the SilverSilk. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a loop here. So I'm going to have to get a jump ring for that. And then I'm going to tie a knot. And I know some of you guys are not going to like that, but that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to go 2 strands around, and then we're going to put the clip on. And then we're going to work on this part. Okay. The only reason I say that is because I know some people get mad at me when I tie knots and things. But I think it's kind of like an organic type of situation. It's just something I like to do. I don't know. Where's our SilverSilk? Did you guys want to know what I was gonna do? Did you know you can crochet this? Look at that. Make yourself a bracelet in like 2 seconds. Anyway, I digress. It is your jewelry. True story. True story. So here's what I'm going to do. I have got to find us a jump ring that is going to fit around there. And, I wonder. I don't want to use a heavier duty jump ring. This one's probably like a bit excessive. Yeah. A little bit. Okay, hold on 1 second, guys. I gotta get a different jump ring. Sorry. I think this one will work. I believe it will. So this is looks like probably a 10 millimeter, like or an 8 millimeter, 8 or a 10. I don't know. I don't work with round very much anymore. An 8 or a 10 anyways, enough to go over this silk here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just put that on there. And then we're going to make sure it fits. You guys are probably really going to freak out. The next time I do this live, whenever that is, they've sent me that black SilverSilk, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to patina paint it. Okay, so I guess we don't have to tie a knot in it. We could just leave it like that if we wanted to. I'll tie a knot in it and we'll see how it looks. Now, I'm not going to do the whole thing. I know you guys are, this is like 3 feet. But I want to have enough to make the tassel. Each part of the tassel I would like to be about, what's that? 2 inches. So 2, 4, 6. Okay, so I'm going to cut this off. So this is going to be our tassel portion. It's about 6 inches. Okay. Now we could get away with a little more because I don't know that we will need all of this for the necklace, because now this is the only part that's really going to be our necklace part. And it's like, well, how long do we want this to be? So let me get my froggy tape measure. I'll raise you guys up a smidge. My froggy tape measure. So ideally, I think I would like this to be 18 inches, so we would need 9 inches, right? Froggy tape measure, you are not cooperating today. Probably because I gotta do it this way, otherwise I'm gonna lose it. Okay, so that looks to be about about 5 inches. So 4.5. Okay, so if we have 4.5 on this side and 4.5 on that side, we should be good to go on the 18 inches, which means I gotta shorten this up just a smidge. Where's my cutter? Be daring, tie the knot. Okay. Okay, well, before we do any cutting, then we better tie our knot up, because otherwise, you know, knots take up a lot of material. So I don't want to cut and then end up with something. So we'll tie the knot. This is just an overhand knot. And this was my little plan that I just kind of just cinch it down here kind of as close as I can get it. And I'm tightening it. Tie your knot first, Karen says, right? Yeah, because I thought that would kind of, you guys, I kind of like it. It kind of just like gives it a little something. Yeah, cool. I'm in. Okay, now I gotta remeasure. Whoa. Okay, Froggy tape measure, what's your problem today? Okay, 4.5. Well, there went something. We're pretty much good. Easy peasy. Okay, so now these are the bits that we could actually use for our tassel if we wanted to make them a little bit longer. Tie the knot. Hi, friends. Okay, I'm going to get you back down there a little bit more. I really like the knot. Okay, now here's the next question. With 8 minutes to spare. 8 minutes to spare. Okay, here's the next question. Now, if we use this 3-piece one, we could make a 3-piece tassel. It's going to hang here. We would only put these 2 into here. We don't have to use all 3 of them, right? Or we could only make a 2-piece tassel, and that would be with the silver ones. I think maybe I try the silver ones, because all the other findings that I have are silver. But I use gold wire. But these are silver. It's a mess. Anyway. I think I'll do silver. I know I could use one or the other, but then I feel like I'm taking 2 packs, and then I'll either have to make 2 of these or whatever. You know what I mean? So I don't want to be doing too much of that. Oh, this one was a little bit longer than the other. Yeah, here, you. Hello. Okay. Oh, Nicole likes the gold better. Well, let's just see what we got here. So we just put these in there to make our tassel, right? And then we should probably use our nylon jaw plier if we could find it maybe. Or not. I would suggest you use your nylon jaw plier. Oh, they fall out. Hey, am I supposed to glue these? I don't think so, right? I just squish them. I've never made a silver silk tassel before. If this bothers you, don't look. Oh no, one of them fall out. Or tool magic on your pliers. Hey. Okay, we'll try again. No glue, just pliers. Alrighty. I feel like this side is better. Just open it up, they said. Alright. Struggle is real, y'all. I feel like I gotta be quick. Got a wire hanging out. Okay. Okay, I feel like they're in there that time. Okay, and then we can trim as needed. So now that's our little tassel-y portion. And this portion, make sure it's not twisted. Squish both sides good. Okay. I am just making sure these are the same length, because we don't want to end up in some kind of weird situation about that. And they look good. Okay, so now here we go with this side. Ooh. Okay, look what I did. Don't do that. Use your appropriate tools. I'm just trimming that other stuff out of there. Okay. So, there's still a little piece. I'm just cutting this off because this is wire, mesh wire. Squish both sides really good. Okay. I mean, I like these findings. I think that they're really nice. I wish I wouldn't have messed mine up, but you know me. I'll just keep it and put a little patina paint on it. No worries. Okay, now this side, I'm going to put the lobster claw here. So I'm actually going to do that with an oval jump ring. So it's going to be kind of like a side closer. Do. Okay. And then my idea is to use this larger round one, which will act as the closure and how is going to hold the tassel. Here. You wouldn't have to use such a big one, I guess, if you don't want to. It's up to you. I put the tassel on here as well. And then this should also act as the closure. And if you wanted, you guys, you could also put like a little charm up on there as well. I am going to give a little trim here, just so it kind of looks nice. Oh, I love it. Good. Hey, we did it. 1 hour. Okay. Here, I'm going to give you a little, I'm going to flip you over and I'm going to put it on so you guys can see, okay? It's always like, hi, right in your face. How do you hang stuff from SilverSilk? From SilverSilk? Oh, like when I said to like make a charm? I was talking about you could hang a charm on this jump ring. Like if you had even if you wanted to hang one of your little beads extra from the kit or something. Or a tassel. Maybe this little flower tassel. Is that just doing too much? Oh, well, this is the one Karen made for me. I just got in the mail today. That's very pretty. I was really excited about it, and I really like this clasp, Karen. I had to put a few knots in it because it was a little long for me. Because you know me, I just put a knot in it. That'll be fine. Looking good. All right, here is ours. Now, I will say, so it's like, kind of like a sidewinder, so I'm just going to go around like so for the moment. Hook onto this guy. And then there she is. And you got your little tassel. And your little knot on the other side. Hey. Oh, I like it. Tassel might be up a little high. But, I mean, I feel like it kind of looks like it's just like the end part of the necklace. And I also considered, you guys, I also considered maybe putting, like I said, someone had mentioned that they have those single ones from SilverSilk. But I had also considered putting on maybe just like a bead cap on the end if you don't feel comfortable with the meshy parts. But honestly, you don't really feel it. Like, it's not like poking me or anything. And I have really sensitive skin, so I like it. I know you love orange. I do love orange. Yeah, it's very pretty. All right, guys. Well, I'm so happy that you came and you showed up for the Friday live. So, what do you think? Did we do it? I think we did it. I really like this portion. I really liked getting your guys' feedback about the stringing part. But yeah. I like it. So there's an idea for SilverSilk. Now next week, I'm going to be trying to use this, not next week, next time I come. I'm going to be trying to use this Black Rockstar SilverSilk. Okay, so all these, oh yeah, here was what I was practicing putting on the bead caps. Like, I'm not saying it's great. I'm just saying I was practicing. Anyway, I'm going to try to patina paint this. We shall see. I got to make a whole design, so I'll be doing that sometime next week. yeah, I feel really springy about it. I don't feel like it's too much. I'm kind of trying to look through the comments. I think it's really nice. Thank you. You are welcome. Thank you guys for showing up. All of these items that we used today can be found on Jesse James Beads if you're interested. I do have an affiliate code. You can swing over to Thunder Horse Descendant and grab that if you would like. I will also be live on Thunder Horse Descendant tonight doing stuff. It's Friday night light box and fun. That just means like you don't know what's going to happen. All right, guys. Thank you so much for all of your kind words, and I will see you next time. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye.